Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to go over some technical analysis on several stocks. We're going to start off with two that reported earnings yesterday, Amazon and Apple. And we're going to start off with Amazon because honestly, Amazon crushed it yesterday and made a massive move in after hours, and it could just be getting started, but I wanted to show you basically the technicals of the things and kind of give you an idea of what may happen before we see the leg up, as long as the market stays healthy. But very good sign for Amazon moving forward for the longer term, obviously for the shorter term as well if you were in. And so let's take a look at that. So we're going to go ahead and draw the fib level. Before we do, just to let you know, so revenue, they beat on revenue. They had 134.4 billion versus expected of 131.5 billion. Earnings per share was beat 65 cents versus 34 cents what was expected. And then operating income 7.68 billion versus 4.72 billion as expected. So that is a massive beat for Amazon. We've been talking about that, how this was going to be the next big runner coming up, and that's super exciting for people who are invested in the company, because you never know. Earnings are always kind of a toss-up. If you never know what's going to really happen, is if it's going to be as good as what people expect, is it going to be worse? And man, that was amazing to see the big leg up that happened yesterday. So we kind of hovered around 127, 128 yesterday during the market, and then after hours when they reported that, it immediately, almost instantly, shot up to 139.26 was the high. Had a little bit of resistance there, and then another massive green candle, and we got as high as 142.97. Candles are a little bit smaller here, but that's because honestly we are overextended on the 180-day 4-hour time frame, and whenever that happens, typically you see a little pullback and dip in price before you kind of take off. So your support now is 128.45. Prior to that, it was 123, and so you see a $5 difference increase in support resistance levels. So that's a big, massive move there. So I'm really interested to see what the option opens up at this morning whenever the market comes up, because as those of you who follow the channel know, that we're in that longer term option, and it did kind of dip down a little bit right before the market closed yesterday. And then I would assume that today it's going to open up a lot higher than what we closed at. So here comes Apple. Apple not as good as Amazon. Obviously, we were up all the way to almost $200, and then we've fallen. We fell as low as 185. It looks like. I do think we start to recover here at some point today, and or possibly Monday. Typically, when Apple dips down, it's kind of short-lived, and especially now with the technicals, it's saying that we're pretty undervalued. This is a good swing play opportunity for anyone looking to do a swing, and it's a good company that that's going to eventually start kind of settling things out and temporarily kind of fix itself and correct itself. And but just technically speaking, overextended on the RSI and bleeding out pretty heavy, to where you're going to see some people that come in and start buying at these levels. Okay, so let's redraw. We'll redraw the fib level. I haven't done Fibonacci retracement level on Apple in a while, so that's why it's kind of out of whack there. We'll take a look at it here. So 124.17 is our bottom. 198.23 is going to be our top. And so your support, we're coming up to a support level of 180.75. That's your overall support. So if it falls, even if it falls lower, if we get down to 180 and it holds, then that would actually be another good indicator that we should slowly start to recover. But your tip top is 198.23. In my opinion, it does have some more room for downside before starting to recover. However, this is due to earnings, right? So other than that, as you see, I mean, Apple just kind of slowly and steadily just kind of has gradually been going up. So not as volatile as a stock as you see like a Tesla. Now you see this chart is just like easy going, easy moving. So anything in the market's an overreaction, either to the upside or the downside. In this case, the downside. So that's whenever you want to take advantage of entries or swing plays there on Apple. Okay. IQST, for those of you who are in there, big dump off on IQST. We were up at about 33 or 34 cents, and then we fell down as low as 20. People saw that as a decent opportunity to buy, so came in and pushed it back up. But now we're seeing a lot more selling pressure coming down to where I think we could potentially come down to 22, even 20 cents again, unless something comes out about earnings and kind of save what's happening here. That's a massive dump off. You know, we had I was kind of concerned about that just because of how aggressive the moves to the upside were. Typically, as you see here, kind of on the reverse side of things, you know, the moves to the downside were not very aggressive, slowly and steady, and that's kind of what you want to see on the way up. Whenever you see it really aggressive to the upside, then it can potentially be just as aggressive to the downside as we're seeing here. So currently 22 cents is your support, and 26 is your resistance. Past that level of 20 on support, you're looking at 14 cents, and then your overall tip top, well, this level here is 30 cents, and then 37 cents is your overall tip top on the fib level. However, in a couple of weeks that's going to update, and then we'd probably get back to about 23 cents will be your tip top because of the time frame that'll update. And last but not least, guys, let's look at Zion Oil and Gas, ticker symbol ZNOG. Not much difference in the price action here. I think today we could potentially see a red day just because typically on Fridays when they don't have any news, which is pretty common, that's whenever we see people usually dumping shares because they'll hold it. You know, they'll buy on Monday in anticipation of news. They'll hold it through the week. Nothing comes out on Thursday. Dump it on Friday, or repeat the cycle on Monday again. So I think that we can see a little bit of red today, or more red today, on Zion Oil and Gas. It seems to be holding at that 7-cent mark. However, like I said earlier, I've been saying this, that this has potential to hit 4.5 cents again before they say anything about the company, in my opinion. I hope that's not true. Hopefully they'd come out and say something soon. But I do feel that if we don't get anything this week or next week, that you're going to see, you know, instead of 7 cents, you're going to be down into the 5s, and then eventually just kind of slowly and steady get to the very bottom of 4.5. Your overall tip top still about 15 cents. So you have 4.5 at the very bottom, is 7, about 8.5, 9.5, 10 3/4, a little over 12, and then 15 at the very tip top. So just wanted to give you that update, guys, on the technical analysis on these stocks. Let me know your comments below. Other than that, we'll catch you in the next one.